When you find yourself facing a decision that could change the course of your life, it's natural to feel a whirlwind of emotions. Sometimes it's anxiety, other times it's hope or a quiet fear that whispers in the background. You might even feel a still, nagging doubt that keeps you up at night. In those moments, the soul longs for something greater, for a voice that brings calm amid the noise, clarity amid the uncertainty. That's when your heart needs to turn to the source of all wisdom, to God, who knows your thoughts, understands your struggles, and wants to walk with you step by step in love and patience. Before making any important decision, take a moment to pause, close your eyes, breathe deeply, and open your heart to God. You don't need fancy words, just honesty. Speak to Him like you would to someone who truly cares. Ask for clarity. Ask for peace. Ask for the wisdom to understand not only what you want, but what you need. This isn't about handing over control. It's about inviting God to walk with you through every door, every doubt, every turning point. Remember, life is a journey shaped by choices, both big and small. Some decisions may seem simple, changing a habit, starting a new routine, but others can redefine everything: your career, your relationships, your purpose. In these moments, prayer can become your anchor, the still point in a spinning world. It's not about asking for a challenge-free path. It's about asking for the strength to walk through whatever comes with courage and grace. It's about seeking the wisdom to choose what leads to growth, wholeness, and the deeper purpose God has designed just for you. Imagine prayer as an intimate dialogue. It's not a monologue where you recite lines, it's a sacred exchange. You bring your fears, your dreams, your confusion, and God responds not always in words, but in peace, in clarity, in the deep calm that settles your soul. The most powerful answers often come in stillness, not in noise, not in rush, but in a divine presence that wraps you in love and reminds you that you're never walking alone. In this very moment, allow yourself to feel that presence. Visualize a loving light surrounding you. Imagine the weight on your shoulders being lifted little by little. Let your heart rest. You don't have to figure it all out right now. You just have to be willing to trust. Ask God to illuminate your path, not just the next step, but the direction that leads you to true peace. Maybe it won't be the easiest route. Maybe it won't look the way you imagined. But when you follow the guidance of divine love, you'll find strength you didn't know you had. Sometimes, when we're facing a difficult decision, the voices around us become overwhelming. Friends, family, coworkers, everyone has advice, everyone has an opinion. And while many of them mean well, it can make the situation even more confusing. That's why prayer becomes essential. It clears the clutter. It quiets the noise. It helps you reconnect with your inner truth, the voice of God speaking gently through your intuition. That quiet whisper that says, "I'm here, trust me." And remember, don't be discouraged if the answer doesn't come right away. God's guidance often unfolds slowly, through signs, through people, through subtle shifts in your circumstances. Sometimes the door opens just a little at first, then another and another. The journey of faith isn't about instant results. It's about staying connected, listening closely, and moving forward one step at a time. Prayer is the fuel that keeps the flame of hope alive. It keeps you grounded when everything else feels uncertain. If at any point fear begins to take over, remind yourself, God has not given you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and sound mind. When you return to Him in prayer, you receive courage to overcome doubt and strength to move forward with peace. Prayer becomes your shield, your comfort, your compass. It's what connects you to what is sacred within you, the unshakable knowledge that every season has a purpose and that light will always overcome darkness. So before you make that difficult choice, make prayer a priority. It doesn't matter where you are, your room, your car, your desk. Pause, breathe, speak to God. Let it become a daily habit, and watch how your vision begins to shift. Watch how new possibilities emerge, how unexpected answers arrive, how your heart begins to rest, even before the outcome is clear. Now take a deep breath and join me in this prayer. Say it with faith, with openness, and with the confidence that you are heard. God, I come before you in this moment of decision. I ask you to light up my mind so I can clearly see what is best for my life. Guide my heart so I can choose with wisdom, patience, and love. Help me trust in your plan even when the path feels uncertain or hard. Give me strength to face whatever comes, courage to keep walking in faith, and peace to accept what I cannot change. Thank you for never abandoning me, for always being by my side even in moments of silence and doubt. Amen. This is your starting point, the invitation to live not just by logic but by divine insight, by love, by the hope that never fades. You've already taken an important step by seeking the source that never runs dry, the light that never goes out. Now let's go deeper. Surrendering your decision to God doesn't mean life will suddenly become easy. It means you'll begin to notice how life unfolds with purpose. You'll begin to recognize His presence in the little things. A message at just the right time, a person who says exactly what you needed to hear, an open door where you thought there was only a wall. The more connected you are with God, the more you'll realize that nothing is random, that life is constantly speaking, if you're willing to listen. Learning to recognize these signs is a process. It's like tuning your heart to a frequency you didn't notice before. As you grow more aware, you'll begin to see how you are never alone in your decisions. There's a hand behind the scenes, a loving presence guiding your way, and that realization will bring peace, even in the storms, because you'll know you're walking a path that was made for you. You may ask, how do I know if what I'm feeling is really God's voice or just my own thoughts? That's a valid question, and it's good that you're asking. It shows wisdom. One way to tell the difference is by noticing how it makes you feel. When the message comes from God, it brings peace, even if the road ahead includes challenges. But when it comes from fear or anxiety, it creates tension, confusion, and restlessness. Peace is the compass. Follow it. To develop that sensitivity, set aside a few minutes each day for silence and reflection. It might be in the morning before your day begins, or at night as you unwind. These quiet moments help reset your mind and reconnect your spirit. In silence, the noise of the world fades and the voice of God becomes clearer. Sometimes you'll receive clarity, other times just a sense of calm. But both are answers. Both are signs that He's with you. Don't forget, prayer isn't just about asking. It's also about thanking. Gratitude is powerful. When you give thanks for the little victories, the daily strength, the moments of clarity, your heart becomes more open and hopeful. Gratitude changes your perspective. It turns worry into trust, fear into faith. And in the moments when decisions arise, that habit of gratitude will help you see not just what's missing, but all that God is already doing in your life. Now, I want to invite you into something beautiful. Think back to a moment when you truly felt God guiding your decision. Maybe it was a friend's words that touched your heart, a sign you couldn't explain, or a peace that came out of nowhere. Share that experience in the comments. Your story could be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. It might be the light that helps them through their own darkness. If this video has touched you, consider subscribing to the channel. Every message here is created with love and intention to help you live with more purpose, faith, and inner peace. Your presence matters, and I'd love to hear how these words have spoken to you. Leave a comment, a question, or simply say hello. Let's walk this journey together. Walking in alignment with God's will is an invitation to live boldly and authentically, even when the road is unclear. The confidence that comes from prayer and spiritual awareness will make your path lighter, because you'll know you are supported by something greater than your circumstances. And when you feel that certainty, nothing can shake your peace. So as you prepare for your next step, remember to look inward and upward. Seek that connection that transforms doubts into clarity, fears into courage, and uncertainty into hope. Every choice, no matter how small, is a chance to align your life with the plan God has for you. Trust, surrender, and let that greater force guide you toward the best that life has to offer. Thank you for being here. May peace, courage, and wisdom be with you always. And may every decision you face be bathed in light and guided by love.